of August 1st through August 31st, no support for African business.
How we should control the fast when we the one who bought it.
Black Americans, come here. Come here. This is a message for y'all, especially my Black American women. Come here. Listen. I think it's time for us to show how strong and how powerful the Black American dollar is, since they don't believe us. I think it's time to boycott the braiding shops. That's what I think it's time to do. It's time to boycott the braiding shops. Stop going. We know how to braid. Let's braid our own hair. Support our own small businesses. Stop going to the braid shops. Teach them respect, because they have none. Black American power. Black American dollar. They need us. We don't need them. Remember that. Do I wish there could be unity in a community? Absolutely. But that ain't gonna happen until they give us our fucking respect. And they've never done it. So, fuck that. Boycott time. No more African braid shops. It's time to boycott the African braid shops. Stop going. Let's show them how powerful our Black American dollar is, since they think we can't control this fucking narrative. Since they think we got everything, well, let's show them how much we really fucking got. Black American power. So listen, I made this post to boycott the African braid shops. And honestly, I didn't expect it to pick up as much momentum as it did, but it did. And I think it's a good thing. And like I said, I don't just talk about it, I bees about it. So since it's picking up so much momentum, since we are in a paradigm shift, and since we as Black Americans are really sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of telling them we are sick and tired of being beat, battered, bullied, and abused by every ethnicity that is not a Black American, I have picked a date. And I say, starting August the 1st, for the entire month of August, we boycott African-owned businesses. That includes restaurants, hair salons, braid shops, etc., etc.
Hi family, welcome back into the channel. I hope you guys are doing well wherever you are. Just in case you're seeing me for the very first time, my name is Sumi, and I hope you do consider subscribing on the channel. Well, in today's episode, I want us to react on this video that I came across on TikTok from this Black American sister who came out, and she's literally calling upon other Black American women to start boycotting African braid shops. Now, I don't know what Africans did to her, because I don't know what really they did to her to an extent that she got so mad that she had to do this kind of a video to start calling upon other Black Americans so that they can spread hatred and even to start boycotting African braid shops. Of course, when I found this video, I personally, as an African, I was so hurt, and I'm like, because I really don't like spreading the gospel about the hatred and the drama and the war that is between the Black Americans and Africans. I don't like supporting that because it hurts. It hurts seeing families breaking up. And I know we do have some groups of Black Americans who keep on saying we are not Africans, we don't come from Africa. But sometimes I feel like maybe they say it out of the joke because they always know the truth. Now, when I look at this video from this Black American lady calling upon the other Black Americans to start boycotting African braid shops, it kind of connects to it, you know? And I don't know if she was really meaning it. Is she being serious, or she's just joking? And this is something that most people don't really realize. Black Americans don't understand it, that this is what other people want to see. They want to see us fighting. They want to see us separating. They want to, most especially when it comes to Black Americans and Africans, they want to see us separating. They want to see us, you know, every time they find such clips like boycott Africa, boycott African shops, boycott African business, this is what they want to see, and it makes them happy. This is a very sad video on my side, and before I start even reacting on it, I've gotten a bunch of clips from other creators that have responded to her video because it went so viral. And I'm thinking this Black American sister thought maybe other Black Americans will reply to her video by supporting her and literally supporting the boycott, which is not true. They did not support the boycott. So let us watch the clips and let me know what you think down in the commentary. I'll come back and also give my last view.
Time to show them that our Black American dollar is what runs this damn country. We are no longer tolerating disrespect. We are demanding it. We have been punching bags long enough. No more. So, I say again, August 1st, we're going to start, and for the entire month of August, no support for African businesses from Black America. Now, there are some of you in the comments that are saying, well, if we're going to do this to our own people, to Africans, which, by the way, they're not our own people. They are not Black American, and they don't even want to associate themselves with us. But I digress. If we're going to do this to them, then y'all are saying, well, we should do this to the Asians. We should do this to the Arabs. We should do this to this. I agree. And if you want to do that, start your cause. Shit, again, I bees in the trap. I'm about this life. We can do one ethnicity a month for all I care. Start your cause. Get out my comments. Start your cause and we'll follow it. That's it. Don't challenge me to do it. I'm doing what I believe in right now. So you do what you believe in right now. This one is August. Pick who you want to do for the month of September. State your case. Start your cause. Share your video that is motivating this. And rally the troops. I am all in. But right now, for the month of August, August 1st through August 31st, no support for African businesses. All right? And as I always say, Black American power. Let's go. So listen, if you are on board, like, follow, comment, share, repost, guys. Make sure to follow so you can be updated about new information. Okay?
We ain't boycotting African fucking businesses. What the fuck is wrong? What is going on here, fam? We ain't boycotting no fucking African businesses. Not in America. Not when we got all these other motherfuckers stacked against us that we need to be fighting. You know, when you start boycotting somebody, that's when you have exhausted the possibility of having a fucking conversation. When was the last time you sat down and tried to have a conversation with another individual on this diaspora? We ain't boycotting each other. Fuck out of here. That's fucking stupid. And I don't give a fuck who came up with the stupid ass idea. You're a jackass for it. Y'all need to fucking understand the difference between everyday Black people and fucking Black capitalists. Do you know what this really boils down to? A fucking marketing fail. The goddamn owner, CEO of Essence Magazine, that was a huge motherfucking fail. That woman don't fucking know you. None of you. No, and it doesn't matter where the fuck you come from. She wants your attention so she can market to you. What does that have to do with the sister that braids your motherfucking hair and keeps you looking tight and right every goddamn weekend with your pop-ins and shit? Get the fuck out of here. If somebody tells you to turn your fire on one of your own, that motherfucker don't mean you no fucking good at all. If you have gotten to the point where you are boycotting someone on this diaspora, well, by all motherfucking means, let's have a sit down and talk that shit out first. Okay? But that means that you have tried every other motherfucking thing, and we deserve to give each other every fucking opportunity. You give it to the goddamn white man. So if you're boycotting, that means you've exhausted all other possibilities, and I don't see that here. So let's get our shit together. Stop fucking fighting amongst us. There's too many of them out there. waiting for us to take each other out so they can come and clean up. Now get it the fuck together. Boycotting the African braid shops? I think the fuck not. I don't give a damn if they mad or not. I want something from them, they want something from me, and I won't go to the black shop because you can't just walk in like you can do them. Not boycotting shit.
Y'all can't boycott Lulu or Starbucks, but you can boycott African braiding shops? Please, can we get a fucking grip? Actually, the same African braiders that don't have a whole entire fucking list of requirements that you must have done to your hair before you walk in that bitch. The same African hair braiders that you can easily just like quite literally walk into, don't need an appointment, don't have no deposit cancellation fee, don't have none of that bullshit. The same ones that are like fully licensed to do what the fuck they're doing. No, y'all would rather go to like the fake ass veneer techs, like the same unlicensed hair braiders. What the fuck? Me personally, I do my own hair. But when I didn't do my own hair, guess what the fuck I was going to? Promise you, it wasn't old girl who was doing that shit at her room charging $350 fucking dollars. Promise you, it was not old girl who looked at me in my face and said she did not know what she could do with my hair because of the texture. I'm just confused on why y'all would want to boycott them. They know how to do that shit. And if you wanted to the scout, baby, trust and fucking believe they gonna do that and some. And they're not gonna charge you an arm and a fucking leg. And you don't have to come with your hair completely straightened out. You don't have to change the texture of your hair to get it braided at all. You could quite literally take your hair out and walk in that bitch and they're gonna figure it out. Like I said though, I do my own hair. I think that's what y'all need to do too if you're gonna be boycotting and bitching and moaning, because I promise y'all gonna come up on here in a couple months bitching and moaning about the hair braiders. The ones that you are paying to do this shit. That are whoring y'all left and fucking right. But I digress. Y'all have fun boycotting them. I will not be a part of that shit.
There's been a lot of xenophobia happening in the black community within the diaspora, but most importantly, the supremacy happening in the African American community, and that's been very interesting to witness. But ultimately, the most interesting conversation that came from that is the "we're boycotting African braiding shops" conversation. If you don't know, there's a growing movement for African Americans to boycott African braiding shops. Ask me, what did African braiding shops do? Nothing, because the issue is not necessarily with them. But before we start here, let me give you the parallels of why I think this is so interesting. Be mindful that one of the cultures of America is to be self-centered, and it's ingrained into Americans of all sorts, including African Americans. It's not meant as an insult, but that's just how it is. On one side, we're talking about boycotting African braiding shops as a retaliation towards something that they had nothing to do with, really, but we could not boycott companies that actually harmed us as a community. McDonald's, Starbucks, Lululemon. And to put a pin in that, to connect it to a different pin, just about 2 years ago, we were having a conversation about braiders. We talked about braiders being very unprofessional, braiders coming in late, braiders were just not up to quality. They were asking for too much money, right? $500 for knotless braids. I'm coming up in your house, your kid is there, it's making a lot of noise, you're late, you're not giving my refund. A lot of these conversations were being had by black women of all sorts. However, in the comments, quite frequently, you would see people say, well, that's why I go to my African braiding shop, because they are this, that, and the third. They have been in the business for far longer and they can learn new styles and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. They were quite grateful to have that second option because the alternative was not working. And that's, okay. Second side is the reason as to why the boycott is happening. If you guys don't know, the boycott is happening because of Essence Fest. From my understanding, the Essence Festival is a Black American festival, right? It celebrates Black American culture, especially its history in America. Unfortunately, in an act that's so familiar about Black businesses being sold to other foreign entities or whatever, Essence got sold to a group of Africans. Basically, from then on, the Black American culture was dissolved out of Essence and it became something more resembling of Afro Nation, I suppose. And I'm saying I suppose to drastically show you the comparison really between African American culture and African culture, like, you understand, they went from point A to point B. And African Americans are upset, which for me is valid. It's reasonable. This was a celebration of your culture, right? Cool. And so let's put a pin in that right here. The plot twist, though, is rather than petitioning Essence, boycotting Essence, or even talking about how Essence sold out and this is an Essence issue, Essence needs to be an African American culture-based festival, the animosity was geared straight towards Africans. The entire pillar of capitalism was missed and skipped by a lot of creators who talked about it, and instead they targeted Africans, which became a heated conversation between two parties. And this is where I refer back to what I said in the beginning, which is like America tends to be very self-centered, because if I called my cousin right now who's been in the country for 20 years, who's a Black woman who loves makeup, and I said, hey, what's Essence Fest? She's gonna say it's a festival and have no understanding that it's connected to Black American culture. Unfortunately, African American culture is not explored and shared and learned as it should be globally, even in the country. And so a lot of people, frankly, just didn't know that Essence was a primarily African American culture based festival. The thing is, people would go and enjoy Essence Festival without understanding the background. So they'll just enjoy that there are black people, black foods, people are happy, people are having a good time, but they're lacking the nuance that it was an African American based festival. And so rather than targeting these kind of conversations, these kind of questions, Essence, you shouldn't have done that. And to the people who bought Essence, this is what Essence is ultimately about. Essence should have never sold out, It was instead pointed towards Africans. And the conversation has evolved to now, because Africans bought Essence and made it African, we are no longer spending our African American dollars at African baiting shops. Also, special edition, there is some pressure from Kenya ultimately trying to puppeteer to get its hands on the African American dollar, which is very true, unfortunately. Which gets interesting because one of the people I follow often says that there are conversations you cannot have online, and I think this is one of them, because rather than focusing on, like, for example, the Kenyan government doing that, and the Kenyan government trying to manipulate itself into getting to the African American dollar, instead it's become a whole conversation about how Africa is asking for reparations, which they're not. How Africa is doing this, which they're not. Africa is a whole continent. It is like it's populated by countries. We're not even talking about specifics. We're not even talking about an entire focal point. It's just become a conversation about, once again, xenophobia, and unfortunately African Americans separating themselves from every other black demographic because of a lot of trauma, misunderstandings, and lack of communication and a bunch of other shit. And that's the entire conversation. Pin it somewhere. I don't know.
Some of y'all about to be offended by this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Y'all really pick and choose who and what y'all want to boycott, and it's actually really weird. Like, I can kind of understand the Target situation, but now I'm starting to hear people are boycotting African braiding shops. Like, what? Now, some of these hair salons don't really be doing what they need to do. I get it. That's some hair salons. But at the same time, it's black braiding shops that be doing the same thing. Mind you, it's so many businesses in our communities that are completely against us. I still be seeing some of y'all shop at Lululemon, and apparently the person who made it don't even like black people. Mind you, y'all have yet to boycott McDonald's, and they have been targeting the black community for decades. All that high cholesterol, diabetes, high blood pressure from McDonald's food, and y'all still eat there? Like, I don't get that. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that everything needs to be boycotted. I'm actually saying the opposite. If y'all are going to boycott places, make it make sense. And then don't pick and choose what's servicing the black community correctly or not, when y'all shop at other places that are just doing a complete bigger disservice to the black community and are blatant about it. I'm honestly starting to believe that some of y'all are just falling into a mass hysteria of what happens on social media and are not really digging in deep and doing a deep dive as to why you should be boycotting these places. And it's starting to feel like some of y'all don't really have your own opinion on the reason why these places should be boycotted.
My whole thing is, why I want to boycott African businesses, but y'all don't want to boycott white supremacy, y'all don't want to boycott patriarchy, y'all don't want to boycott racism. Make it make sense to me, please. I feel like we have lost the plot. Like, literally, do we forget about what happened last election? Let me remind you guys, the people that you need to be boycotting is right here. Yeah. The only people that was standing beside each other was black men and black women. Literally. I may or may not give okay to Latino women as well. Like, I know the CIA right now is laughing at us because we're a fucking joke. Like, we gotta do better for ourselves. We're all black. Literally. I'm African. I know a couple of African American people that I hang out with. I love and I support them, and vice versa. We do not need to be going against each other at all. I don't even understand why this is such a debate or topic, because y'all still shop at Lululemon, and the owner of Lululemon was being fucking racist, but y'all can't even fucking boycott that fucking brand. So please, please, please don't get me pissed off. Don't get me pissed off, and don't get me started. I'm serious. Think before you do something. Literally.
Especially my black American women. Come here, listen. I think it's time for us to show how strong and how powerful the Black American dollar is, since they don't believe us. I think it's time to boycott the braiding shops.
Just boycott the braiding shops. Don't stop there. Boycott the braids. They are from Africa originally. Boycott dreadlocks. They are also from Africa originally. Single braids and Senegalese twists as well. All African. Those long acrylic nails, also rooted in ancient African practices. Boycott it. Boycott any form or variation of head ties and head wraps, also African culture. Afros, yeah, that's tied to Africans as well. You gotta boycott that too. Large gold jewelry. Now I know you thought rappers made that cool, but nope, Africans did. You gotta boycott that too. Might as well stop claiming ancient Egypt. Can't be the original kings and queens of an ancient North African empire. Boycott all variations of gold and silver teeth, popularized by Caribbean immigrants, but still rooted in African culture. Waist beads must be boycotted too. This is deeply rooted in African tradition and culture. From the way we express ourselves, to the styles we wear on our head, to the jewelry we place on our bodies, all remain as a reflection of what our African ancestors passed down to us. It is okay to delineate from Africans, but delineate completely. Leave the culture to the Africans and the people who claim African descent.
So literally what sparked off and even what prompted this Black American sister to come out and make that video, literally calling upon other Black Americans to start boycotting African braid shops. It's because that when she went to the African braid shops, one of the braider who was an African, that she kind of looked at her with a weird kind of look. And that is what prompted her to come out and make such a video. Now lately, I know that there has been rumors or even a war in the diaspora between Black Americans and the Africans who are immigrants in America. It's like as if some of them keep on saying that every time me as a Black American, every time I go to these African braid shops, they kind of treat me badly. They tend to be expensive. Now, one thing I can really say, dear Black Americans, not all Africans we are like that. Maybe if you came across one who didn't treat you properly, we would apologize. Me as an African, I would say you should please maybe have a soft part in your heart, because not all of us are like that, you know. And besides you talking about boycotting African businesses, I mean, why don't you first boycott the problems that you're having in America? And besides, some of us Africans, we really don't care, because even if you boycott our businesses, we have other people that can literally support those businesses. We are going to see whites going to, you know, nowadays white people are they are into braids. So you as a Black American boycotting African braid shops, yes, the black dollar will go, but they will get other dollars. Mexicanos, Latinos, white people, they will go to those shops. You know, there is a story that I came across on TikTok some time back. Someone said that every time Africans go to America, they be more loyal to other races than Black Americans. I don't know why. I just don't know why. But for us who are back in Africa, for us who are still in Africa, we honestly love the Black American sisters and brothers. And I don't think if you get time and come to Africa, you would really feel that kind of energy, that there is somebody who feels bad for you, that you are in their salons. We are very welcoming. I am speaking as somebody, as an African, of course, we're still in Africa. Guys, I don't know what you think about these clips, because this is not something that I would really love to spread. I don't like spreading hatred. I don't really love spreading hatred, most especially to my fellow within the Black community. I don't like that. I guess I should stop here, because let me know what you think down in the commentary. And of course, we shall meet again in another clip that I'll be uploading tomorrow. See you. Have a lovely day.